Hi everyone. So in this video I want to give you a quick walkthrough through the web version which we just released as a public beta. So anyone can use it just by visiting our website. And I will give you a quick tour of which features we have and why we released it at all. So first of all, for whom is it? So it's for people who have different Apple IDs, like one for private and one for work. If you have, for example, a MacBook from your employer and you have to use a different Apple ID there, then the sync doesn't work on the native apps. So a solution is to use the web version instead, because here you can log in with different Apple IDs. You can just choose your Apple ID which you want to use to log in. And the second group of the users who have a Windows PC at work, but otherwise like iPhone, iPads, privately, maybe even a Mac, but are like forced to use a Windows PC in their office. So now the web version allows you to use no plan still, and it syncs with your private devices because you can log in with your Apple ID and keep using it across platforms this way. And also, of course, it's now available for people who have no Apple devices at all. So if you have a Windows PC only and Android or Linux even, you can just log in with your email. You don't need an Apple ID and you can use it. Otherwise, if you want to use the native apps on iOS and macOS, log in with your Apple ID. And then it's synced through CloudKit and you can use it everywhere. And the third group is people who want to collaborate using no plan. So at the moment, the collaboration is only supported in the web version, but we will also add it to the native ones. As you can see here, we have Teamspaces. So one is like marketing and one is engineering, which we are using inside the team. And I will show you more about this in a minute. So first of all, like a couple of basic features. So basically it's like the native version, but a little bit slimmed down because we didn't add all the features yet. For example, you have the calendar here. You can switch between days. You have the timeline on the right and you can log in with your Google Calendar at the top here. And it will show your Google Calendar events here. You can't create any events. You can't change them yet, but you can see them. And of course, you can also drag and drop tasks. Let me show you one. For example, record video from the center into the timeline, for example here, and then it will add the time for you automatically, show the time block here. So these are the time blocks, and you have the daily, the sidebar looks a little bit different if you are logged in also to a Teamspace. So at the top you can log in or log out to Teamspaces and you can create a new Teamspace folder or note. And then you have, so for now we have daily and weekly notes, and of course your folders and notes are also here, and your hashtags and mentions. And you can use Command J or click on this button here top, find notes, to open the command bar, which is basically a quick search for now. So you can search your notes quickly by title and open them from there. So, and the editor itself is a markdown editor, but you can also select text and then a toolbar appears at the bottom, at the top. Also with the shortcut if you hover over them. So we have bold, italic, underline, highlight, strike through, inline code, and also you can create links here. Also you can create links just by copy pasting a link directly over an existing word. For example, I copy this link here and just paste it here and it becomes a link. If you hover over it, you can remove it, you can edit the link, and so on. So let me remove it again. Okay. And you have here the plus button. If you forget how the markdown works, you can just add the task, checklist, bullet points. So the basic markdown features are there. Also, you can drag and drop or paste images. And to check off the task or cancel it and schedule it, you can click on the drag button here. You can drag around the tasks. And you can also collapse headings like in the native version. And one feature which is here but not in the native version is you can also collapse the tasks. You see the collapse button here appearing. It's the same as collapsing the headings. We still have to add it to the native versions. And you can click on the drag button and to insert a new item, or to complete, schedule, cancel, flag it as important, or delete it. And references are also supported, references and scheduling. So you can type the wiki link here. It opens the auto-completion. You can keep typing here to find a specific node and select it, and it will create a link. You can click on the link to open the node as well. Also, scheduling is supported by typing the greater than, and then you can just type the date in words like this Friday, and then you hit enter, and it creates the link for you automatically. So this is useful if you have project notes and you want to schedule them into your calendar. Then they appear here at the top as a reference. For example, pay rent I have to do today. And the other one is your weekly notes are also pulled in from into the references here. So weekly notes are also supported. And here all the collapsing and expanding also works already. So you can expand something to keep to focus on one thing, and then or collapse it completely if you don't want to see it. So I've shown you time blocks, I've shown you how the editor works, some basic features, Google Calendar integration, so you can log in and log out here at the top. Later we'll also add features to create events, edit them, and so on. And the final one is Teamspaces. So how do Teamspaces work? So you create a Teamspace here, and then the next step is you name it, and it has also folders, daily calendar notes and weekly calendar notes. And here is a option button, and you can manage members from here. Also, you can export all your Teamspace notes because they are not stored in your CloudKit or on iCloud. These notes, if you log in through Apple ID in the login page, these are stored on your CloudKit, on the CloudKit database for your account. And they are also visible in the native apps. But the Teamspaces are not yet supported by the native apps, and they are stored on another database called Supabase. We're using a provider called Supabase. And so that's why we have added also an export function, so you can just download all the notes and make a backup if needed. And you can manage the members here. You can invite members. They don't get an email yet, but you can copy the link and just share the link with them, and they can accept it. There would be like pending member. You can click here also to give them admin rights or remove them from the list of users or of list of members. Admin basically just gives them the role so they can also invite other users. A normal member cannot invite other users, and also they can delete the Teamspace, for example, and do exports and so on. And what can you use the Teamspaces for? So we already test driving it here. So for one, it's like a knowledge base for the team. And also we manage our projects here, which are shared between each other. And we use the daily notes, especially for meeting notes. So if we have a meeting and we discuss, for example, the launch of the web version, we take notes inside the daily note. So you always know where the meeting is. So it's on the same date when you had the meeting. And it's like a scratchpad where you can take quick meeting notes and tasks and so on. And later we turn them into project notes. So you see we use the para system here as well. So for projects, we have a couple of project notes, and then areas with some content like on customer development, design, engineering, future projects, problems, and so on to solve, and some resources. These are basically links, walkthroughs, and so on. So it's easy to find for the team where to know where all the stuff is, like which services do we use, how to log in, what is the link, and so on. So this is basically how we use the Teamspaces for now, and we are looking for more use cases. If you want to try it out, you can do it now. Just visit app.noplan.co and you can use it, and let us know what you think and which feature ideas you have, especially for the Teamspaces and of course for the rest of the app.